team here. He's going to come up and make a few opening remarks, and then we're going to have an awards ceremony, a very unusual awards ceremony because it's going to be degrees and awards from that famous institution, that sister institution of Oral Roberts University, Hancock University. So without further ado, Mr. Gordon Bitter, President of Metco.
So you know, I sent out a letter shortly after I became president of Metco, soliciting comments from the field. I asked Debbie for a tabulation last night, and she was sort of embarrassed to give it to me because it was unlike most of the very sophisticated analysis she gives me. It was kind of marked with, you know, ones and Roman numeral fives and all that. So I have a very basic tabulation of the questions and the answers, and I'd like to summarize it for you a little bit. Won't take too long, and I think there's a point to be made from it. Way of background, we sent out about, how many letters then? 2,000? About 2,000 letters, and to all of our customers, large accounts and small accounts. And we got a rather phenomenal response. We're still tabulating them, but as of yesterday afternoon, we got about 7%. So it's about 140, 150 responses there. And as you might expect, people who are neutral don't respond to these surveys. So the survey itself is really kind of slanted to accounts that love us or accounts that are not so happy with us. So all I'm going to share with you today is the mode. Debbie and Janet and Annette will give you the measure of central tendency, the measure of variation, the kurtosis, and all that. But you're right about that. But right now, just bear with me and I'll share with you the mode. The first question we asked, and it was a loaded question, Andy said, put it first, was the price-value relationship. And you may recall the scoring is 0 if you're really unhappy with us, 10 if you think we're pretty good. Thank you. Now I can score. She's playing. So the first question, scale of 0 to 10, was what's our price-value relationship? The mode was 5, which wasn't too bad considering all the horror stories I've heard. Quality of equipment and quality of material, I'll lump those two together because they really have the same score. And it's kind of a bimodal, 8 and 10. Technical knowledge of sales engineers, also bimodal, 8 and 10. And a good middle and 9. Technical knowledge of field service technicians, 10. Responsiveness to purchase orders and requests for quotes, bimodal, 8 and 10. Applications engineering, support to customers, 9 and 10. Availability and quality of customer training, 8. Quality of technical information and documentation, 8 to 10. Andy or someone today said, you know, we've got a tremendous franchise. It's bruised, it's hurt a little bit, but it can be recovered. And if you ever needed any proof, I think we've got the empirical evidence to support that. I won't take too much longer, but I did want to share some of the specific comments I got, and I asked Kathy to transcribe them for me. And I think it makes the point that we're talking about, and lends, I think, some currency to the wonderful heritage we have. American Roller Company. Availability of powders and parts has slipped significantly in the past few years. However, Gary Zomer does a fine job representing your company. Southern Flexo. Metco does not demonstrate customer value philosophy. However, Al Saul, your field technician, is a superstar. He's the type of individual, don't forget the grammar, you need 25 of them. Okay. Motorola. I would like you to say your people, I would like to say, your people are some of the most dedicated I've ever met. Both your inside personnel as well as your field people. Mike Schroeder. Union Carbide, or the prior Union Carbide. Mr. Kenbini, your field engineer, has been a tremendous help to me. He works in a very efficient and professional manner and always has the time and patience to assist me with my problems. Getting to the end. Ingersoll Rand, a Tom Isley has done an excellent job in assisting us when we have questions or need help. Al and Royce, we are mindful of the heritage which you are part of, which you've given to this organization, and we are going to cherish it and nurture it and encourage it. I'll close with a quote, and Kathy will back me up, I didn't make this up. Mr. Bitter, Metco is a Class 1 company. I can just share that compliment with you, and thank you.
We're going to ask Mr. Thomas Klein and Ralph Griffith to come forward. What they're going to do is hand out some special awards from the deans of Al Hancock University. For those who don't know what Al Hancock is that body of homespun knowledge learned over the years which enabled many of us to deal and overcome various problems. Probably the most practical university in this country. And to kind of enshrine it and institutionalize it, we're going to have both Tom and Ralph read some of the awards and degrees, and in addition, they will hand out to both Royce and Alva a memento book that I think everyone has signed by now. I'm not sure. If not, it must be passing around. But you have them both? Okay, so they'll handle that. Come on up. Okay, good.
Our first award is to Bill Bouchard, and he's awarded the Peace Prize.
Bill wasn't able to swallow my I'm accepting it.
Tom Coppage is hereby awarded a degree in survival.
You're right.
Dennis Devenuti is awarded a degree in joint venture management.
You want a job?
Peter Foy has a special award. He receives the Master of Arts in Foggery. And I have to present an award to Ralph Griffith, and he's awarded a master's degree in motivation, letters, and speeches.
Tom, read the inscriptions on the certificates of the
You mean for the who the deans are?
the whole format.
Well, okay. We have the next one. I'll leave the person's name for later. It's Al Hancock University certifies that this individual is awarded a degree, and the people signing are Alva B. Hancock, Chancellor; Andrew B. Mazzoni, Dean of Sorcery; Anthony Rodolico, Dean of Alchemy; Thomas Klein, Dean of Meditative Science, Spirituality. And our next award is for Jim Hinman, and he receives a degree in stealth science. Thomas Isley Jr. is awarded a degree in cosmic energy. Steve Katsianis is hereby awarded a degree in survival. Bill King is hereby awarded a special award, the Sorcerer's Cup. Bert Kushner is hereby granted the Arabian Technical Institute Award for Excellence. Kelly Weisler is hereby granted the Bob Haskins Management Award. Next, Joe Macri receives the Cat Tie Memorial Cup Award.
Embarrassing, isn't it?
Joe Mercurio is awarded a degree in gravel, rocks, and meteorite technology. Vince Marangolo receives a Special Personnel Development Award. Francis Montgomery is hereby awarded a degree in listening. He's hereby granted the Invisible Man Award. Steve Cervella is also awarded the Bob Haskins Management Award. Ed Shaw is granted the Unsung Hero Award. Pat Tye receives the V. Marangolo Executive Development Award. Bob Valley. Is Bob here? Bob's here. Bob, for anyone who doesn't know, is a Metco person in spirit. He's a consultant who works with us. He's taught us how to manufacture things, how to schedule things. A great asset. And we grant Bob the Manufacturing Technology Award, Metco style. Jim Zanetti also received the Unsung Hero Award. Bob Zunick is granted the Peter Jabosi Award. Our last award is for Clemencia Zuniga. She receives the Margaret Thatcher Iron Lady Award. So at this time, we'd like to present the memento books. What we've done is, as we have done for some other people who have retired, we have gone back in our history and our archives. We've dredged up photographs and taken a trip down memory lane. And we've asked the people who are attending here tonight to sign with some wishes for our unsung heroes. They're getting a song, but our heroes. And I would like to present the first book to Royce. Everyone knows that Royce has worked for Metco for a long time. He's done wonderful things for us. He's been a district manager in the U.S. He was the general manager of Canada and retired on the 31st of December. What a lot of people don't realize is that the next day, the 1st of January, he became our distributor, the Metco distributor in Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic. So this really isn't a retirement party for Royce, this is a reincarnation party. Welcome back.
I get the honor of presenting Alva Hancock's memento book. We don't have enough time to tell all the stories about Al, but I do. I had been with the company too long, and we were in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we pulled into a self-service gas station. And Al said, "You fill off the car. I've got to go to the boys' room." I'm doing what I was supposed to, build a car. And I'm checking the oil, and I see Alva talking to the station owner. Then he goes to the restroom, and the station owner comes down. He's standing near me every time I go check the tire. He'd be right beside me. And I said, "What are you following me around for?" He said, "Well, aren't you a trustee from the prison?" This is how he told me. He's calling me every step of the way, and that's a mild story. Now, would you come up and sit? Al retired June 1st, 1961, retired December 31st, 1990.
That's one. Thank you very much.
It's been a great help to us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Ted Mayer, Lonnie Goebel, and Craig Johnson to stand. Well, let's give them a hand. They were big winners in our last kicker promotion. Would you please stand, fellas?
This is where I get to say a few words.
Do we have to leave?
No. This is, I was going to write a speech tonight because I think it's a very important occasion, but I said, hell no, I'll speak extemporaneously and really from the heart here. This is a sales meeting, the first national sales meeting we've had in at least 25 years. I think it's an important meeting. I think it's a time to honor the people that really keep the money coming in and keep the organization going. We have a tendency to be very insular at Metco, and although we have contact with the field, we really don't appreciate what they have to go through and what they have to do to make up for a lot of the defects and changes in policies that we've experienced at Metco over the past few years. This is also a time to reaffirm and recognize the great tradition and heritage that Metco has. Metco has a tremendous history. It has a tremendous record of performance. And in this day and age, the defining element, the defining social unit that probably means most in the world of survival is the corporation where you work. And Metco was singularly gifted or blessed with talented people, a great industry, and a set of procedures and traditions that carried it through even during some very bleak and tough times. It's particularly apropos that we honor tonight two carriers of the tradition, two people who, under all circumstances, good, bad, or indifferent, have carried on in an exemplary fashion, and that's Royce Higgs and Al Hancock. I've known both of these gentlemen since they've been employed with Metco. Given the positions I've had at Metco, I've been able to watch as it is from the sidelines for many years and observe the behaviors of almost everybody. And in my opinion, and I think the opinion of the top management that remains here from back then, these two people were truly unique and outstanding performers, and we're going to recognize them as such. But again, talking about tradition and talking about the field sales force and what they do mean to the company, even though we don't see them on a day-to-day basis, one of the great marks and enduring marks of any organization, any social organization, is the values that it carries across time. If we look back at history, great civilizations that have endured, like that of ancient Rome, the British Empire, all were ideas that were embodied in the minds and the hearts of the people that made that civilization. Correspondingly, if we look at another civilization like the Soviet Union, an idea that mentally made sense but spiritually made none, you can see the result of the collapse of an organization which really didn't have any enduring or satisfying tradition. At Metco, we say that the tradition and the values, the kind of people we are, can endure over time through all kinds of circumstances and change. And tonight we want to recognize two bearers of that tradition, two people who are selfless in the carrying on of their duties and who serve as examples for the next generation of people, especially in the sales force, in how to carry on and conduct business. So I also felt, and I think everyone else felt, the entertainment tonight should be the bagpipes, because we have two basic Scotch-Irishmen here, and the bagpipes really symbolize kind of an eternal constant, kind of an embodiment of values of British civilization. And I respect that. And that's why we had the bagpipe entertainment for these two gentlemen. But at any rate, we're going to make some special awards that are going to carry some meaning tonight. And I think we'll start off with the traditional gun award to both Alva and Royce. We're going to ask Mr. Gordon Bitter to come up and present the traditional gun award to both Alva and Royce. Now I just have to find which box. Ready? Which box?
Get the water out of the way.
Something you'll appreciate, a wire gun. And it worked.
To our colleague Royce from your friends at Metco, 1991.
Thanks very much. That's a good one.
from your friends at Metco in 1991. I understand there's a certain specialness about this gun, which
This is the special one.
oh, I'm sorry.
Don't go away. Let me tell us.
Special takes 2 flags.
Let me tell a story about Al Hancock, and this will explain why Al Hancock is receiving 2 guns tonight. Al Hancock is the man who holds the individual sales record for gun sales in any one year, and I think the number was 68 guns. However, Al Hancock, in his younger days, is also the inventor of selling a wire gun with a powder attachment. That powder attachment is here. And read the inscription.
To our colleague Alva from your friends at Metco 1991, in parentheses, in apostrophes, the attachment.
Two special plaques which have national significance to both these gentlemen. The first one is to Royce Higgs.
Before I award the plaques to Royce and to Alva, I'd just like to make a comment. Everybody's talking about the contributions that both these fellows made to the organization. But I think we also have to remember they made a lot of contributions to a lot of people here, including myself. Both Al and Royce have influenced my life, have been best friends to me, have helped me, and have supported engineering throughout their careers. Al, Royce, thank you very much for your help. Royce, you got the Joint American-Canadian Award.
This is a plaque with the joint Canadian and American flag from his friends in both countries.
We have an award for you. It's called the Lone Eagle Award. From all your friends here at Hancock.
But before, we're going to ask Royce and Alva to make a speech.
I'd like to read a proclamation issued this 27th day of March 1992 by the management of Metco. Royce N. Higgs, General Manager of Canada, Metco service from February 1st, 1968 to December 31st, 1991. Upon the due reflection and considered judgment of his peers and superiors, and in recognition of loyal, faithful, and effective service in creating enduring structures and methods, and for contributions to the thermal spray industry, and for his all-around leadership and technical ability demonstrated both in the United States and in Canada, and for his class, patience, and gentlemanly deportment displayed both in good and difficult times. Now be it known that Metco hereby recognizes and does affirm that Royce N. Higgs, with special reference to his voluminous knowledge of thermal spray technology, which said expertise has contributed so much value to the company and the industry. Henceforth, Royce N. Higgs has and retires with the following Metco title: the Professor of Thermal Spray Applications.
We have one final award, a very significant award. I think it's probably the best award that we've ever given out. It's in a proclamation, done up in gold, a beautiful, beautiful proclamation. and I'll read it. Alva. Let me read to you the proclamation issued by Metco. Metco proclamation issued this 27th day of March 1992 by the management of Metco, Alva B. Hancock, United States National Sales Manager, Metco Service 6161 to 12/31/91, upon the due reflection and considered judgment of his peers and superiors, and in recognition of faithful and effective service in the promotion and development of sales and sales personnel, and for contributions to the thermal spray industry, and for exemplary leadership, judgment, and good sense under every and all circumstances, and for his constructive and positive attitude, and for his extraordinary managerial and sales talent, above all for his loyalty, tenacity, and steadfastness on behalf of Metco, deemed to be far above and beyond required duty. Now be it known that Metco hereby recognizes and does affirm that Alva B. Hancock, in the discharge of his assigned duties and obligations, had the greatest individual impact relative to assigned duties on Metco than any other single individual at Metco during his time of employment. Henceforth, Alva B. Hancock has and retires with the following Metco titles: Alva B. Hancock, the best of the best.
All right.
Royce. I think that, where's Mr. Tides? Let's give the piper for one more round. And then we'll have him make their speech. Where is it? Must be included in the pipe bat. We're going to pipe them out, but they're not gone. They're back as consultants. This goes to show you that loyalty pays. Now, doesn't it? Mr. Royce Higgs to say a few words. Royce, have at it.
Well, I appreciate them letting me talk first, because I always did. Francis and Tom and Al and Andy, when we'd have a meeting, they always let me talk first because they knew I would say what I wanted to say and shut up and get out of there. To be with such a fine company. And the 24 years I had here was the most enjoyable things I've ever done. except being married to my wife, which is tomorrow. Ours our anniversary.
Thanks, Royce. We have one final speech here, and before we have it, earlier in the week I said that if anyone could guess Al Hancock's secret of success, they could have a trip anywhere in the country and a meal with whomever they chose. The secret of success is embodied in 9 words. Does anyone want to claim the prize right now? Quiet. Come and tell me, He didn't get it. Alva? Say something.
I want to thank all of you for coming out this evening, and it's been a great pleasure to me what you have done for Royce and me, and of course my family. With the 31 years I've been here, it's been my pleasure to have been with you, much greater than your pleasure to have been with me. You're a great group. You are my family. The 3 sitting over there and myself are the blood relatives, but you people are my brothers and sisters. You always have been and you always will. I want to thank Gordon. Thank you very much for having us do all this and permitting Andy to go to all this trouble, and all the rest of you people. And don't think it's going unnoticed by me and by Royce. We appreciate it very much. I'd like to say a couple of words basically about just a couple of words about the history. I know I came with the company 31 years ago, and I was hired in Charlotte, North Carolina. The 2 who hired me, Sid Dent and Walter Gagne, they've both gone on now, they're both in heaven. But I've met so many others of you as I came. I know Marilyn, who sits on my right, was probably the 3rd person that I met when I came up to this class, and it was many, many years ago. It was the summer of 1961. I remember that in the training class it was taught by Sid Dent, who is now gone on, and Jim Marinelli, who is over here, and Chuck Lewis somewhere, and Charlie Jabokin. You remember Charlie, a long time ago, he taught us how to machine. All that was very good, but I would really like to recognize several people who have really touched my life during my stay with Metco, and that's Francis Montgomery, Tom Isley, Jim Hinman, Ralph Griffith, and of course, Royce Higgs from Canada. Other special people here to meet, you're all very special. You're all very special. But other special people here to meet is Tony Rodriguez. Tony's done a lot for me, and I hope I've done something back for him. He's been very much of an influence on my life. So is Clemencia here. Clemencia, I see you sitting right over there. We call Clemencia the Tiger. She's my main man. Tom Fine has been so influential wherever Tom is there. And looking further at others, I guess that the person who has influenced my life the most here in Metco and been with me the longest and done the most for me, and we've cooperated the most, has been Andy Mazzoni, who's standing on my right now. He's been here most of the 31 years that I've been here, and I'd like to say to all of you, and you all know better than me, he's a most talented guy. We're lucky to have him. He knows how to deal with people. He's a people person, and he's a people personality type person. He puts the right people in the right places, and you know it if you listen to me now. Every one of you here have been handpicked, and you're where you ought to be to do the very best that can be done for Metco. I've always considered Andy more or less the glue that has bonded us together during my years here with Metco. And I thank you very much for that, Andy. Can I just say a quick word? I won't hold you long. Just a quick word to those in the field, those people out there who are pulling the plow, who are plowing the plow. You're a great, well-oiled, you're fine-tuned, You're a great group of people. I don't think there's a better group, no more professionals that there is in the U.S. I don't know where they are, if they are. I'd say that you people in the field, you have the ability, and all you people in Westbury, don't overlook you people in Westbury. You are very, very important, just as important, because you make it all work up here, and we thank you for that too. If you agree with me, shake your head up and down. Anyway, and Sandy has eloquently put it before me, and my famous is not Winston Churchill's, it's mine. And my famous 7 words, you mentioned 9 words. Is it 9? Yeah. It is 9, not 7. Will you put me down for 9? And that is, and somebody may have guessed it. I don't know. If you think you have, raise your hand. Do I see any hands? I don't think I see any anywhere. But those famous 9 words has always been to me is never give up. Never, 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 never.
Can't count, but sure can sell.
Somebody might have to put their fingers. I appreciate you all very much. Thank you very much.
That is the formal proceeding, so. Gordon's going to have one final go at it. I can't stop now, can I?
There's one hero that cannot go unsung for this evening. I think everybody knows that Andy was not only the executive producer, he was the producer, the director, the stunt person, the musical arranger, and the gaffer, I think. I don't know. So let's all give a round for Andy. Andy didn't share with me the logistics for the evening, but I think the bar is still open. Thank you.